Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress, and I'm here with the pick a card on love. And this is about your person and the way they treat you compared to the way they feel about you and what you should do about it. First, I'm going to help establish who the person might be, or if you would identify with the pile, you might see yourself in the beginning, and also maybe the situation that underlies it, using my Lenormand deck. So each pile will get a little mini reading ahead of it to establish you, your person, and or the situation. And then we'll use these decks to decide what you should do about it. Okay, so in pile number 1, we have Threads of Fate Weaver Tarot Lumen Edition. And here's an example of that. The Four of Wands. In pile 2, we have the Pastel Journey by Vanessa Simoina. And here is an example of that with the Knight of Wands. And pile 3 is the Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. And here's an example of that one. So now you can choose from pile 1, 2, or 3. So let's take a deep breath in through your nose. Close your eyes, release your breath through your mouth. Open your eyes and let them gently drift to the pile that's calling you. You may choose all 3. There could be a message in each one for you. Sometimes there's a bigger story. Sometimes the piles are connected or related, so keep that in mind. But also, you're just definitely welcome to choose one that's really standing out to you. You can choose for different people as well, so set your attention for a particular person, or the next step will be deciding what person we're actually talking about. All right, so let's begin. And you picked pile number 1 with the Threads of Fate. So this is called the Weaver Tarot Journeyer Edition Lumen, because there's other ones that have different coloring in them. I'm not sure if they still sell them, but anyway, I highly recommend threadsoffate.com. They have beautiful decks. All right, so you chose Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is really a great card because it's all about celebrations and coming together and the feeling of joy and happiness and serendipity. I was going to say serendipity and happiness at the same time as serendipity. And serendipity is kind of like when you're having a good hair day, I guess. Anyway, so this beautiful energy is about celebration and harmony, and so it's celebrating what's going right for you, and letting go of what's not going right, and not focusing on the negative, and allowing yourself to feel in this positive energy. So, which could be like I don't know why I'm feeling hesitation, but it's like you want to feel joy about something. Maybe somebody's reaching out to you, but you're not sure if they're completely honest about their feelings. So let's take a look and see who this could be with my Lenormand here. Who this could be and what is behind the situation. And maybe you'll see yourself also in these cards. So let's see. Oh, I'm shuffling that way. And by the way, if you like this deck, you can find it on my shop in Make Playing Cards, Cherry's Divination Decks. And I'll put the link in the description box. Now let's see. Who is this about? What is this energy here for pile number 1? All right. So the ring, somebody wants a commitment. Somebody wants to marry you. This could be somebody that's proposed to you, and maybe you've decided to say, wait a minute, I'm not sure. You haven't answered right away. Or maybe you are already engaged. This is a very handsome man. It could be a woman too, and you could be the man. But just saying, that's the energy behind this. A proposal, a commitment, intention for marriage. There's not a whole lot more to this card than that. It could be an engagement. You might have been engaged, or you feel like it's coming up. It could have anything to do with promises and relationships and partnerships and contracts and union. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see. Anything else about you, the person, or the situation? I think I'd like to try to get maybe 3 cards. I was just thinking about dark eyebrows, how much I like them. So I made my guy have dark eyebrows. But he's mostly got my features with a little dash of Henry Cavill. And I don't know, I just sort of mixed it up when I drew that guy. And then you got bouquet. All right, so this could be a surprise. So you know, there could be some kind of it feels like in the movie the Bridesmaids, where the lady's talking to her best friend and she's like, I don't know what's happened to my boyfriend, you know, he seems so distant, he's not talking to me too much. And it turns out that he's been trying to keep a secret, been shopping for a ring, and that's why hasn't, because he's like afraid that he might spit it out before he might say something or clue her in before he has a chance to surprise her. So it could be something like that going on here. All right, let's see one more. I mean, it really, other than that, all I can say is there's a gift here, a surprise. The bouquet is also represents, also made this handy dandy book. So the bouquet represents lots of other beautiful energy, like beauty, happiness, pleasure, charm, gestation as in 9 months, but also as in, like, this is time. It's time. I finally decided I'm going to ask her. Could have to do with fashion and perfume too. It's just the pretty things in life. So this is going to be a really pretty ring. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an engagement ring. It could be some kind of gift. But an engagement ring is a gift. It's like the ultimate gift, right? If you're a romantic like me. All right, let's see it. I never actually got an engagement ring. When I got married, we kind of bought the set all in one, which was not very romantic. I never really was officially engaged. We went to, I'm not going to even say. It wasn't a very fancy store either. But at least I got a ring. Okay, one more card, please. Let's see who this is, what this is about. Recognize. Oh, the fairy garden. Okay, you guys. You know, if you're wondering, he is going to get on a knee and propose to you in some beautiful outdoor public place. Yeah, and there is public involved, outdoors, concert, entertainment. Something is involved in this situation that has to do with people. The fairy god, it could be the fairy guardian. The fairy garden has to do with could be social media too. I don't see. It could be. You know what it could be? It could be changing status from, you know, boyfriend girlfriend to engaged or something like that. like on a Facebook thing or something like that too, so that all the public can see. So what's nice about this too is that it's not just like a secret between the two of you, even though the bouquet can sometimes represent surprises and not everybody knowing about it, but it could definitely be something coming out where everybody sees. It feels too like he is or she is setting up something where important people will see, like family maybe. This can also represent, of course, outdoors, parties, public places, people, meetings, gatherings, networking, publicity, paparazzi, an audience. So all of those, any of those things, but definitely combined with the bouquet and the ring. And I'm not making this up. They just flew out. And I didn't expect this at all, really, to be honest. I thought I was going to get a lot of angsty cards because of the title, treats versus, feelings. But there you go. So that represents who the person is, so to speak, and mostly represents the situation behind it. So and the Four of Wands goes perfect with that, because Four of Wands is a celebration, weddings, receptions, public gatherings too. So if your person's acting kind of funny, I feel like something really, a happy surprise is on the way. If this is what you want, I feel like it is. Feels happy overall, feels mutual. But let's look into it even more. Okay, let's find out how they feel about you using the Pastel Sentimental Silhouettes Pastel version. And you can find this also in my Make Playing Cards shop. So let's see how they feel about you. How do they feel about you, about themselves, and or the situation? Which is, who are they, who are you, and or the situation was the top row. Let's see, how do they feel? How do they feel about you, about themselves, and or the situation? What? You guys, they are certain. Without a doubt, you are the one for me. My other half, will you marry me? You saw that flip out. I didn't magically make it appear. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's how they feel about you. Okay? I'm real curious to see how they'd be treating you. It's like, what? Okay. Oh, there you go. And they see themselves as your divine masculine, or if this is the divine masculine watching, you see yourself as the divine masculine. I am your counterpart. I feel complete when I'm with you. You are the missing piece. We travel our life path together. Very nice. Okay. All right. Let's see. How else do they feel? Very attracted to you. It's more than just the attraction, but hey, bonus, they're attracted to you. You are so beautiful to me. Okay. And they feel empowered. Nice. Feeling good, like I can take on anything, want to take me on. So they are ready to make a move, I guess, because if they haven't, they feel empowered as of the time that you're watching this video. And it is timeless, so anytime you watch this video, they're feeling empowered. Okay, but also it could be a future energy. It really could be. And also this empowered feeling could have been an energy that has come before and now it's resurfacing again. So that's possible too. All right, so then why, how are they treating? Are they treating you well? Like, if they're treating you well and you're about to get engaged, why are you here? Anyway, let's find out. Are they treating you well? So we're going to use the Enchanted Romance, which also I designed, put together there using pre-Raphaelite art. So let's see, how are they treating you as compared to how they feel? How Okay. This is interesting energy. This is the wounded warrior. So they're coming off as, man, I've been through a lot. It's almost like, do you forgive me? I've been battered and abused, and they're just sorry about something. Okay, so as you can see, kind of like the imagery is a wounded man, and the feminine is almost like, it's like she's not having it, you know. She's almost like kind of cold-hearted almost. Let me open the window so you can see her better. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, the feminine here has a child and this is like a masculine or anything that's done something wrong. I just feel like the masculine's just been through a lot, okay? The masculine's been through a lot, and he's just saying, you know, maybe this timing, maybe you've had to be really patient with me. But I'm going to use my little handy dandy book to see more of what I said about Nine of Wands. So, Nine of Wands can represent rest, completion, loyalty, monitoring, vigilance, strength, devotion, duty, battered but not broken, weary, fortitude, perseverance, maybe a little defensiveness at times, patience and caution. So what I'm picking up on the masculine here is they've been devoted to you, right? They're trying to tell you, I've always been devoted to you, okay? They're weary of whatever the circumstance that is in this situation, and they have perseverance, like almost like better late than never. They've been always watching you, thinking about you, caring about you, considering you. All right, let's see what else. How have they been treating you? So I feel like some of the treatment has been behind the scenes, like certain things you can't actually see what they're doing. Like they've been vigilant, they've been watching you, but you don't know really that they've been watching you. So let's find out what you do know about how you see it. You know, how do you see it? Okay, the Hierophant. It's very interesting. I can feel this. This is like seeing things being played out in a traditional way. Also, seeing the end game as marriage, seeing the connection as divine, seeing and here's another dark eyebrow guy. And it could represent the masculine. They look a lot alike, right? It feels like, okay, let's go to my missing anything. It's traditions. It could be religion somehow involved, but not so much religion as faith, but the traditions of religion. So like this, like the situation, I'm hearing that somebody wants a really nice wedding, you know, the full works, and they don't want to skimp or cut corners or anything like that. They want to give you everything that you deserve, and that's why it's taking so long, because they want to do it right and do it really beautifully. Also, there could be something having to do with the masculine, that he's sort of been off limits. You know, maybe there's a scenario for somebody out there, maybe that, I mean, he could literally be a priest, or he could be somebody who is kind of like a Superman energy, like he has to take care of a lot of people and having trouble just focusing on Lois Lane, and that's why he can't commit to Lois Lane, because everyone needs him. So it could be like that with the Hierophant. I see priests, priests that follow Jesus in the Christian religion or Catholic religion. Let's just say the Catholic religion is, to me, resembles Superman in that way, because it's being married to God, and having to spread yourself wide. So there could be something here too, like your person could be Taurus, your person could be a minister, and there are plenty of religious people who can get married out, that are not priests, right? So this could be that kind of a really cool show that I watched is there's a rabbi, and he wants to marry this lady, and she is very outskirts kind of woman that wouldn't be normally accepted in his circle, and he can't help it but love her. In my own family, my grandfather was a priest, and he left the priesthood to be with my grandmother, and hence if he hadn't done that, you might not have had your lovely cherry enchantress here, or maybe I would have been in a different form. But anyway, that's how that goes. Sometimes people break tradition, but also this could be representing wanting all the fine things in the tradition in life. But this does represent marriage as well. The Hierophant represents marriage. So I feel like the way that he's treating you, or the way that they are treating you, is that, yes, I want to get married to you. I want the traditional marriage. Okay, the Queen of Swords. So the feminine here is being a little elusive, maybe a little harsh or proud, not very open, not seeing things. She doesn't have her eyes open, so that's why I'm picking up on that kind of cold energy. I was feeling a little bit of that cold energy in her face too, right? And so why is the feminine feeling cold, I wonder? Maybe it's like, maybe they just feel like it's words and not actions. So they've heard it all before, She's also very logical minded. She has a sharp wit. She could represent air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And so she's not taking it as to mean that's what the masculine really intends. She's not taking this, or if she is, she's like, oh yeah, okay, well, like really, when is this supposed to happen? So I feel like she has doubt. Let's see anything else about the feminine that we can ask. Okay, we get the Two of Wands, though. The Two of Wands can be proposal. All right, so I think that's what this is. She's like, I don't believe it till I see it. Till you're sitting down next to me, asking me to marry you and handing me a ring and putting it on my finger. I don't believe you and that you want to marry me, So the Two of Wands is, it's kind of funny because I was kind of not making the masculine the villain, so to speak, but since the majority of my audience is feminine, I kind of see it as us as the feminine looking at how the masculine's treating us. In most relationships out there, we have heterosexual relationships, but there are definitely, put yourself where you see yourself. There's definitely varieties here. So put yourself where you see yourself. But as far as the basic way I see readings is us as the feminine looking at what them as the masculine is doing. But in this case, it feels kind of like it could be a masculine watching, or it could be that just showing both sides of the issue. The fact that the feminine is putting a little pushback on this, and the masculine is showing intention. And so she just could be pushing back until like the moment actually comes, right? Because the Two of Wands represents partnership, collaboration, courage in this deck, choices, enthusiasm, a proposal, persuasiveness. It also could be a persuasive thing. It could be the masculine has proposed to this woman, this feminine, maybe not a woman, but a feminine, multiple times, and she either hasn't responded or has said no. And so there's this persistence and persuasiveness. I think finally the feminine is about to get persuaded, and there's this kind of look into the future. Okay, so that's real interesting. So I feel like now we're going to see, what do you as the querent do about it? And I feel like if you're the feminine, you're the one that actually has to answer this question, yes or no, will you marry him? Because that feels like what the question is here. What to do about this whole situation, what to do about this particular masculine. So let's find that out. Okay, we're going to use your Threads of Fate deck that you chose to find out what to do. What to do in this situation. This is a neat situation. All right, you have a 7 of Wands. Oh my goodness. There's something that I read this morning. I don't know why I read it. It might have to do with this reading, but I glanced down, and okay, because of the title of this, how they treat you versus how they feel. And so I looked up how they treat you. And the first thing I saw in there was, should I treat them the way they treat me? And then it said, no, if they're not treating you the way you want them to treat you, don't retaliate by treating them the same way. You need communication. You need to talk about it, okay? So that's what I'm kind of getting from the 7 of Wands, is that communication is important here. Otherwise, there's a kind of a bit of confusion. All right, and now this could be the masculine, because the masculine is proposing, and this could be this is called stand your ground, but I also see it as defend your position. So like these two sides are defending their position. I guess, I don't know, this seems so weird, because it seems like to me, being the romantic, the obvious thing would be yes, but you don't know, like whoever you are out there, we don't know what your situation is. So it could be, or if you are having the situation, but I don't know, you know what I mean? So your situation could be calling you to resist somehow, or stand your ground, or defend your belief system, or defend where you're coming from, or, verify the fact, validate the fact that this person is doing certain things that are not translating into, the desire for the future of the relationship. Or something like that. Whatever the case may be, whatever this issue may be, it feels like there is something that happens that clears out the stagnancy of the situation. So it's saying to commit yourself to this cause despite your insecurities. So that's the answer. Now is not the time to indulge in negative what if, but to be curious about all that you're capable of. We can use movement to cultivate the feelings we want. Consider adding in some power moves to your day, like squats and boxing and such. It doesn't matter what the movement is, as long as you feel empowered doing it. And we have the empowered card. So, okay, a lot of masculines watching. If you want to propose and she keeps resisting, do what you need to do to stay true to your word. Don't accept no as an answer. Keep on exercising, state your cause, and continue to fight for her. if you're the feminine and you're asking, what if he does this and what if he does that, and I don't know, like, I don't believe him until he gets on a knee or whatever, then stay that course. Like, if you're having doubts because he's not showing you an action, then maybe you wait until to see if he does something in his actions. And speaking of actions, this deck could help too, to see if he's going to show any action or somebody going to take some action. Okay, because this is what's happening next, or what's happening in your love life. Yeah, sometimes it shows the intentions or the actions. Sometimes. Yeah, and it can also help with the answer. And what do you do? What do you do? All right, then. You're the perfect match. You complete each other in the most harmonious way. Don't deny it. And open your heart. Don't keep closing your heart. Love is the highest energy of all. Let it in. I feel like this person is definitely like one of a kind. And you're very lucky to find them, or vice versa, or both of you feel that way, and that's why there's so much persistence here. There could be the resistance because if some doubts are here for some reason. But let's see what the charms have to say. If I get a ring, I'll scream. No. All right, so we got the 2, like T for 2. Princess. A princess is here. You got the sunshine shining on there. You got the bond that cannot be broken, like the red thread. It's kind of like twin flames. You have the tall and beautiful giraffe. Number 21. The bicycle talks about viewpoint. So things sometimes seem like they're going slow, but a bicycle is slow compared to a car, but fast compared to a person walking. So maybe change your point of view. We've got the wine cellar, which represents abundance and always having plenty. So, if you're in a lack mentality, step out of that. Somebody could be doing a lot of work, that could be the issue here. You're workaholic, I'll never see you, or whatever. Like, I want to come be a priority above your work. We have 14. We have liberty. There could be somebody who's not real sure about committing. They like freedom of, and also it could be like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, who were together forever and didn't actually get married. And same with, but they did. Same with George Clooney. He didn't believe in marriage, and then finally he got married. So sometimes it takes a long time to convince a person, but they could finally come around. We've got the flamingo, this very balanced person, even though they might be a bit unusual. Look at this. We got the pixie dust. So magic coming through. I feel like if you need an answer, the magic is just right there. It's going to come through, and what to do about it will be pretty simple and easy to feel when the time is right. It just will be like magic. We have the key, opens up, access, understanding. We have the plane, going on trips. We have the elephant, the sparkly elephant, which represents family and family ties and connectivity and long memories and feeling familiar with somebody. We have the balloon, which is like up and away. And we have the parasailing, which is kind of like smooth sailing. We have 2 airplanes. The airplanes are definitely representing travel. It could also represent long distance, which could be an issue here, but that didn't come out anywhere in the card, so I'm not really 100% sure about that. There's a sweetness here. It's important to have faith in this. There's peace and love. You always have social media to look at. My birthday's the 16th, maybe 16th's important. We have love here. So the camera to me represents like your cell phone and checking each other out in media. Also could be a photographer out there. It could be taking pictures. It could be sharing pictures and things like that. Things to keep you connected. And yeah, photographs could mean something special to keep you connected or to think of each other. But I don't see anything that would keep you apart. I see that you have the key, you have hearts, you have love, you have travel, which could just represent distance. I see that might be the only thing, but the sun shines on all of it, which is, and magic is on this. So that really represents a good luck energy. And the flamingo represents an eccentric kind of quality, an unusual sort of energy behind the situation, but I think it can play out traditionally, or maybe one person has a more of eccentric idea of what the relationship should be, and the other person has a more traditional viewpoint. So 12 and 14. 14 is Valentine's Day, so maybe something will happen next month on Valentine's Day. And so there you go, you guys. Well, congratulations. You know, a lot of people would envy to be you and being getting ready to get proposed to. So, I mean, if just kind of look at the good side of this, you know, but at the same time, you know, if it's not something you want, it can be something that feels frustrating, you know, especially if it's something pushed onto you by family or whatever. But it doesn't feel like that to me. It just feels like maybe somebody here is checking out their options. Not really that. I don't see choices either. I just feel like the feminine is holding out something up with her heart or her perception of things, but that feels like it could come around. I just feel like if it's just a feminine perception, then it's time to open your heart. If the masculine needs to know that they should continue to pursue. Okay, so I hope you like that. I'm going to move on to the next, and you can join me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with anybody that's interested. Oh, Pumpkin came here. She hasn't jumped on my lap in forever, and you know what that means. That means love. All right, so I'm moving on to the next pile. All right, and you picked pile number 2, which is the Pastel Journey card deck and the Knight of Wands. She's so cute. So the Knight of Wands, very action-oriented energy here. And so let's figure out who this is, or who the person is, who you know, maybe you identify yourself in this, and also the situation. As a person, the Knight of Wands, it may be ready. This may be a headstrong person, okay? This is a person that's full of energy, could be restless, really interested in getting things done, and instead of just being about words, they're about actions. So that's really good. And there's good news here, and also there is a visionary here, somebody with wanderlust and passion, and a big happy event is in the works. I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but all these cards, pile 1 really blew me away. Surprised me a lot. So allow the universe to do its job while you focus on your personal responsibilities, and just keep on manifesting your dreams into reality. Professional life is doing good, and sometimes when you do really good in one area of your life, it trickles into the other areas. So focus on the things that are working. This is also fertile time, so if there's somebody desiring to get pregnant, that's good, but fertile in other things too, as well as like manifesting things, growing things, obtaining things that you desire, the material and the spiritual. Okay, all right, so now let's use the Cherry Enchantress Lenormand, which is my deck that I made, and you can get that makeplayingcards.com. Cherry's divination decks. Also, that comes with a booklet, so I am going to maybe use that booklet. All right, let's see what's behind this situation. Maybe see yourself or your person. I like to get at least 3 cards. Can get more if needed. This could be a person who likes anime, likes rainbows, colorful things. Oh, you got the fish. Very good. And fertility again, coming out strong for pile number 2. Anybody who's interested, definitely you have a lot of that going for you. You have a lot of flow, a lot of good things happening in the financial sector for you. Let's see what else. I'm going to use my book and we'll see what else. What other words may jump out. The fish is 34. We have abundance, entrepreneur. Somebody could be an entrepreneur. Flowing money, prosperity, water. Okay. All right, let's see. Ooh, okay, ship. So there could be long distance travel, trip involved here. Yeah. Also, March, you know, it represents the month of March. It could be travel for all kinds of things, but could specifically business could be strong, traveling for business. Adventure, person just like adventure, and definitely you could be in a LDR, long distance relationship. Yeah, okay. All right. I want number 1, pile number 1, but it looks like pile number 2 is more my pile, so we'll see. Okay, and then you have coexist, the cross. The cross sometimes represents, you know, difficult things to bear, but it's also about faith, you know, and it takes faith, trust, and pixie dust. It takes faith to bring about those manifestations, to make them turn into tangible, real things, you know. The coexist represents that many people of different faiths getting along, and different, it's like different lifestyles, different interpretations, different viewpoints, different cultures, that we're all one, you know, that we all can connect. We all have a lot of similarities, that more similarities than differences. So there could be something that's between you and this person. Maybe you and your person have different religions, or maybe just different viewpoints on things, but your viewpoints, your different viewpoints don't necessarily separate you. This also represents karma and fate and destiny, and sometimes the trials that you go through life. But it also represents prayers answered and troubles over. And it could also represent higher power in your religion, you know, or your faith in in a destiny, and a higher calling, and a possibility out there. It could also be like traveling the world, you know, too, as well. Traveling the world together. The timing is immediate here, so the timing is real good. Mid-month, March, and immediate. So if that's a question. But yeah, so let's see. Who is this person then? It feels like a really decent person. It feels like you and or your person very fertile. It feels like you and your person travel or are at a distance from each other, maybe. It feels like it could be a person that has a different religion or background than you, and or just different belief system, slightly different belief system. Like, I don't think the core belief system is that different. I just feel like certain surface beliefs are a little bit different, and those can be overcome. All right, and there is an action energy, which is good. So let's find out how they treat you compared to how they feel about you. How did this person treat you? Using the Sentimental Silhouettes pastel version, which you can also find in my Make Playing Cards store, Cherry's Divination decks. How do they feel about you? And this often I say feel about you, about themselves, and about your situation. How do they feel? Okay. Okay, they feel a bit overwhelmed, feeling like insurmountable obstacles in my way. Maybe they just feel like you're way far away from them, and that's a big obstacle. Maybe they feel like your religion's too different. They also feel enthusiastic about you, feeling very excited to be with you. I want to spend quality time with you. By the way, why I fixed that for the if you buy this deck, it's been fixed. Just saying. They feel bewitched by you. Okay, so maybe you have like witchy vibes, and maybe they think you have them under a spell. You have me under your spell. There's an irresistible mystery to your beauty. But, you know, they think you're beautiful and mysterious. Ooh, and they're anticipating. Okay, they're excited about something. So that's good. Looking forward to what is next to come. Eagerly awaiting results and rewards. All right, so that means, well, if you're about to meet each other or have a date or come in connection with each other, then the reward is just being in your presence, having a kiss, maybe something like that, you know, something tangibly good. All right, like giving a puppy a treat. Oh, and that's a treat right there. So I think they like the play on words. They're the kind of play on words kind of person. So the way they treat you is like, I can hear an innuendo. Oh, I'll give you a treat. So I heard that little bit of innuendo right there in my head. That could be Archangel Michael, because he does that to me too sometimes. I'll give you a treat. Okay, so yeah. All right, I see that. They have a great sense of humor, but they are kind of overwhelmed right now about something. So let's see, how do they treat you? Next, I'm using the Enchanted Romance, which is also found on my MakePlayingCards.com, Cherry's Divination decks. And it's a one that I didn't draw myself, but I compiled some amazing pre-Raphaelite art. It was a really labor of love, but I was able to find a drawing for every image of the tarot, and I think I did pretty good. I think I nailed it. All right, so let's see. How do they treat you? Pumpkin jumped on my lap right before I started pile number 2, but then she jumped off and now she's making purr noises. So this is how they're treating you. They're treating you like they're making you wait. They're making you wait. It could be because they're overwhelmed by something. They're making you wait. So how they feel about you, they feel like you're amazing, right? They're eager about you. They're excited about you, but there's nothing that they can do about it right now because of being overwhelmed. There's also a third energy, but it could be this. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have a girl or a boy that doesn't. Okay, here's a few different scenarios here. One is they are involved with somebody, and that's why they can't be with you. 2 is they are recently divorced or separated, and they have to let go of that energy first before they can move on with you. 3 is that they've had relationships in the past that have broken their hearts, and they're just trying to find that place in their heart where they're ready to accept love again. And so it could be something like that. So they've had a lot of heartbreak and they're looking for love again. Okay. Let's see what else. Or like they may be ready to open up for and accept love. The Ace of Pentacles. All right. And so another thing I'm going to do is I did write down the messages for each of these. So Three of Wands, according to my book, is opportunity, waiting, patience, expectation, brainstorming, daydreaming ideas, foresight, sustained vision, manifesting, long view, planning, new horizons, exploration, rewards of investment, foresight, and visionary. There is like this big long-term goal, I feel. There's this energy that they see something big and in the future. They could be afraid that if they make you wait too long, you might break their heart and go with somebody else, you know? So that there could be a fear there. They also could feel fear that you might reject them, or being involved with you might open a wound, you know, old wounds. This also is a feeling of isolation. So this could be people who've been alone a long time, and maybe you've gotten used to it, you know, and so it's harder for them to see having a commitment or partnership because they've been doing it alone for a long time. There's also a sense of abandonment here too. So a lot of mixed things, but the Ace of Pentacles has a positive promise to it. So the Ace of Pentacles is talking about new opportunities again. We've got opportunities coming through. And that's what makes you excited, or what makes them excited as well. There is a timing, a right time. This is the twin flame divine time. As in this reading, this deck right here is kind of geared, or originally geared towards twin flame issues. So that could be something that's coming out. A connection that you have with this person could be like a twin flame connection. There's a lot of support going in this card, well-being, a groundedness, a new path, a foundation, a beginning, security, wealth, rewards, dreams manifested, something immaterial, and a new adventure coming along, a new adventure. So there could be this sense of, with this money or this stability, somebody might take a chance, you know, they may go forward. So I guess the way they're treating you is that they're just showing you not opening up too much to you because of this heartbreak issue. In Twin Flames, the Three of Swords represents the third party. So oftentimes it can be another person, but let's find out some more. So let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I'm curious about this. I'm going to use the Romantic Fairy to see what else might be here that we're not noticing. And interesting, we have three of Wands and three of Swords, and the three issue can be big. And it's funny, I was watching Kino's reading, and I kept picking all the piles that she mentions 333. So that could be a thing for you too. Or you definitely have a strong feelings for each other. Flames of passion ignite. So the way he's treating you, I mean, I don't know if you're doing this, but I think he or she, I don't know why I'm saying he specifically, but he or she, or your person, no gender specific energy here, but there is like the masculine and the feminine. So this energy is, let's say, just, I'm not picking up the treating with this card, I'm saying the energy between the two of you is very passionate, hot. There's a very strong physical pull to each other. And if and when, or if you already have gotten together in a physical sense, it's been amazing. All right. And then the acts of service, actions speak louder than words, could be that, I don't know if this is the way they're treating you. They're acting a certain way, but maybe not telling you something. So maybe they're chivalrous, maybe there's passion, but maybe they haven't said I love you yet, could be a mix of things. Maybe you desire action. Maybe they've said I love you and the passion and the physical connection is there, but you want them to show you something, or, prove something, show something. So that's possible here. All right. Well, interesting. Let me see then, what is it that you need to do? All right. So for that answer, we're going to use the Pastel Journey Tarot. No, what's the best way to shuffle this? Such a pretty little deck. Okay, you got a big chunk there. I don't know if I'm going to take all of these. I'm going to try again. But just so you know, I'm just going to show you 10 of Pentacles is really good. So I'm getting, with that I'm getting a good vibe, like stick with it. But the Moon is uncertain, 7 of Cups is choices, 3 of Wands is good, something with the future. Waiting, continue waiting. All right, well, let me try again here. Let me just try to get a one at a time kind of thing. I mean, maybe that was the message. Spirit's like, that was the message. Oh, the High Priestess. All right, so High Priestess energy, we're just going to go with one. Just like I did pile one, I just went with one. High Priestess, she's just, basically she's saying, you know what to do. Use your intuition, call upon, meditate, call upon your higher source. You've been right about all the intuition you have on this situation. And so don't second guess or doubt yourself. Continue to listen to your higher self. And the Moon is what Moon came out, and the High Priestess works with the Moon. The Moon for some people is scary because it's the unknown, but it's not scary to the High Priestess because she works with the unknown. She has faith in the unknown because she knows things are going to work out as they're meant to be. That's kind of how this is. It's going to work out the way it's meant to be. And then there's the cups. So there's lots of choices to be made. And don't limit yourself. In other words, if this situation is not playing out the way you want it to play out, there's lots of other things you can do in the meantime. And like the reading started, there seems to be a lot of abundance and flow in your finances and things, and maybe in your career life or in your creativity. So keep working on the things that make you happy, and the other stuff will flow into your life as well. And then I'm seeing, what was that first card? Well, anyway, the point is the High Priestess. And in this deck, it's about attunement to the divine and sacred knowledge and transformative powers and intuition and regeneration. And Vanessa writes, things are getting interesting. When the High Priestess appears, know that something will be brought to light, which has remained a mystery until now. A wise and knowledgeable figure, the High Priestess intuitively knows when the time has come for another layer of truth to be revealed. This hyper-awareness of the spiritual realm encourages you to trust your sixth sense and regularly touch base with it. Furthermore, this card appearance may also indicate an attempt to hide important information that must be told. Be wary of people who are being deceitful and watch out for situations in which you feel rushed or pressured to make a decision. Pause and take time to reflect. Divine answers cannot be hurried. If you feel it's necessary, distance yourself from the person or situation to tune into your sacred knowledge. Make time to educate yourself by reading, listening to podcasts, or watching insightful documentaries. I would say be very judicious when it comes to podcasts and documentaries, but like really, make sure you're choosing things that information that feeds you correctly. But that's not always easy. Anyway, I feel like the most important thing is to trust in your higher self and get into a good meditative state that you are actually receiving divine information. I just feel, though, the thing about the secrets when it comes to High Priestess, it may or may not be important to reveal secrets. Vanessa said maybe it's time to reveal secrets, but it may not be, because specifically the twin flame relationship is one that most people hold close to their hearts, and they are not allowed to talk about it too much. So if there's secrecy in that regard, it's something that has to be sort of accepted for the time being. But there is a chance that things can be revealed. Also, it could be that the feminine could be holding out hope for more revelations, more things to be revealed before moving on. And also, for instance, if you are in a relationship with somebody or situationship who's attached to somebody else at this time, you may have to wait for that energy to pass or change or something. Like, I don't feel like it's something that you're supposed to act upon yet. But with the ace, there is a chance for something new to happen. So you can have faith in that something new will happen. If you're the third party doesn't have to be a person. Like, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be that somebody puts their work as a top priority, or family, or religion, or distance, or whatever. Like, I love my country, I can't leave my country. I love Alaska and I will never leave Alaska. I actually had somebody tell me that, so there you go. There's lots of things that people will put as a priority over love or over your relationship, which can become in the middle, and then that leaves you up to you to make a choice if you're going to be second best, or if you're gonna wait until you can be number one in their life. So, and then you don't have to wait for them. That's also a choice, because the Seven of Cups came out. It also means you can do lots of other things. You don't have to wait. You can be with other people too if you want to. So there's a lot of choices here, and I feel like none of the choices are wrong. None of the choices are wrong, really. But do be aware of deception. Like, this person that you're waiting for, make sure that, if you choose to wait for them, make sure you see, well, I don't know. Because I don't think even waiting for somebody who's not fully honest will harm you in any way. And I feel like the truth of their honesty or dishonesty will come out anyway, too. So it's kind of a learning thing. I feel like just enjoy life, basically, is what this reading is. Like, keep enjoying life. Well, let's see what the charms have to say. I'm so annoyed by ambiguity. I want the reading just to say yes, say no. Go date. Be a hermit. Sit at the window and do crochet. That's what I'm doing. Sitting at the window and crocheting. Yep, see, this is your twin flame. Okay. Twin flame connections are very complicated. So there is no like real regular way about a way about this. I'm just saying that, and twin flames hold close to your heart, and maybe there's not a lot of ability to express or say things out loud to friends, family, and your twin flame might not be able to say something out loud to you even at this time. It could turn into something, it can, like some twin flames can actually turn into a tangible 3D romantic situation, possibly, but it may not. So decide how you want to go about. Do you want to continue caring for them in a 5D realm? That's okay. You can do that, and you can keep living your life, that's okay. Both things are okay. So here we have destiny. So, okay. I feel like this person could be your destiny. And we have the crystal ball here. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of seers or readers, intuits in pile 2, watching pile 2. So, and I feel like it's your intuition above everything else. Don't even listen to podcasts. I know, not in this time, not in this day and age. Right now, that stuff is so manipulative. It's very mind manipulations happening right now. So be aware of that, you guys. Be careful. So we've got the plane there again with possible long distance or travel to each other. And you have, who's that? Is that the Mohawk Lily? She represents, the Mohawk Lily represents the connecting to the less fortunate. So, there could be some way that y'all connect by ending up in the same place at the same time, doing some kind of charity event or something like that, connecting with the less fortunate. And that could also be your mission, because twin flames have mission work. And so, and that's another thing, like if you continue your path, eventually you two will come together and your life paths will meet up, and then you will be able to complete a mission together on earth that you're meant here to complete, especially in difficult times, world times. The twin flame love is needed more than ever before, the highest level of all, I guess. Like there's love is love, and the love is high no matter how you see it. But I just feel like this kind of twin flame love is a high love, because it really is based on self-love, because this person is sort of mirroring who you are. So continue to love yourself and do good things for yourself. That's important. And then we have the butterfly, a beautiful, huge transformation here. We have the sun shining on and being bright on everything. We have liberty again, this freedom to be who you are and do whatever the heck you want. You've got the sewing machine, which represents work and enjoyable work, kind of like the Ciro Marchetti's lady sewing machine. The occupation card represents happy work, like the work you like to do. So a lot of that happy work will continue with a positive flow, that positive flow that you feel in the best parts of your life, whether it's your health, like going to the gym or something, whether it's work, like doing something that you love to do, like, I don't know, being a tattoo artist and a famous one, or somebody who's making a lot of money doing something they just love to do. Continue doing those things that you love, because those loving actions, or loving actions such as charity work and stuff, makes that love flow come into you, and that's how your love life will be healed and transformed into a better level, something that feels more suited to you. Right now, because the reading is feels compares to treats, it feels like maybe there's a lack energy going, like I'm needing something, I'm missing something from this connection. And in order for that connection to transform, you have to put out that energy as well. Okay, that all came from somewhere else, not me. And it's like it's like spirit's talking to me, because this is my pile. Anyway, but I just feel like it's real positive though. I feel sort of a sense of relief. Like I've been on the right track. I think you guys have been on the right track for the most part. Just stay in faith and keep looking in your crystal ball, using your higher self and your intuition, and you'll be fine. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next pile, and you can too. And please thumbs up, like, hit subscribe, the bells and all of that, and share if you want to share this. Okay. And you picked pile number 3 with the Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. And you got the, you chose the Universe card, which is really beautiful. Look at that. Very nice. So let's see, like, what is the energy behind this person? You, the person, the situation, and the Universe card represents the world. It's like the World card, but using the universe, which is even bigger than the world, than our world. It goes beyond our world. So in this card, you see the seeker comes into full awareness of her divinity. And she's holding a fragment of the universe and realizing that all she sees beyond her is already contained within. This could be like pile number 2, like going really into the 5D energy of it all. And all that she has searched for was waiting for her own awakening. All that she has strived for was already flowing through her. The journey has come full circle. So this whole reading, in fact, is a little bit maybe just too mundane for you because you're such a higher soul than you realize. You're a cosmic fairy like me. So I'm kind of coming to this realization that I'm a high priestess cosmic fairy, and maybe this is not, I did this reading because I thought it would be good for me too, and it actually has been. I think it'll be good for all of us. The Universe card represents completion, ascension, clarity, success, arrival. Are you ready to ascend to the next stage of your story and what's coming to completion in your life? And so this is kind of a soulful journey. So we were, it's interesting. All 3 piles are so interesting, but they could be connected. So this could also be another soulmate or twin flame connection here as well. When stepping stones of your path join in a brilliant completion, this could be the union. This could be like, you may not realize it, but the base of the matter could be the fact that you're coming into union with your person. And this is much more than a 3D relationship. It's much more than 3D scenarios being played out. This is something a little bit, it's beyond the mundane. It's beyond the traditional. It's a higher level of things. But it's successful. So just so you know, it's successful and it's limitless. And it's deeper. and you feel wiser and softer and more awakened and profound, and you feel like a co-creator with the universe in this situation, and like there is no reason to worry, or no reason to feel lack, or no reason to fear, or no reason to question. Okay, so bye-bye. All right, but let's see more about who we're talking about besides you. Like, I know that even if you're the enlightened one, you may see your partners as needing to catch up a little bit. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. Who is this you're so concerned of? Who's your person? May not be a partner, but it's a person. It's a person you're thinking about. A person of interest. What's going on here? Oh, wow. He appears again. Okay. Hello, Mr. Ring. And I drew this guy with I mentioned in pile 1 that he has nice thick eyebrows, and I like thick eyebrows. And I was like, because he's kind of got some of my features mixed in with Henry Cavill, and there you have it. So somebody wants to propose to you. So interesting, because the ring does represent completions. I mean, proposals, full circle, coming full circle. A situation coming full circle, like a union about to happen, a commitment, a physical commitment. So like when it comes to love, we have heart, body, mind, and soul, and maybe you've been in a spiritual connection, but this is about to become real in many levels, possibly. You have the book, and so I hinted in pile, well, not hinted, but in pile 2, the high priestess came out, and she was holding a book, and the book representing secrets, and it shows that the twin flame relationship could be a secret. I mean, it needs to be held close to the chest, held close to the heart, until it doesn't need to be anymore, until it can be revealed in a 3D relationship that other people can accept. Unfortunately, the 3D world or 3D friends and family don't always go on board with us in a 5D sense, like that. Like we can't take them on that 5D ride. Certain kindreds, certain friends that you have that understand this world get it, but even those people sometimes can drop doubts and cause problems when that. Anyway, let's just get back to the book. Is good though. Book is magical, and the book is esoteric mysteries, and the book is all of these are good. Oh my goodness. And you've got the sun too. So, and the sun, it's like in the sun, sometimes the sun shines so bright, and all the little flecks that flicker all around, there will be a fairy in the light, and you won't even see it, but there's and all the little sparks and the flecks that fly around you, fairies sometimes hide in the light. How do you hide in a light, right? That's interesting, but they do. They hide in the light. Okay, so let's break it down with my handy dandy Cherry Enchantress Lenormand deck. By the way, you can purchase this deck in makeplayingcards.com. Cherry Enchantress divination decks, or you can Google Cherry Enchantress Cherries divination decks. Cherries divination decks. Right here. There's the NPC, and it's Cherry's divination decks. Okay, you're the one that gets the address. I didn't even share that with the other piles. So the ring, that's right, I flipped right to it. Contracts, union. So that's what I feel like, coming into union. This might be more than just a ring too. Like the ring is nice, and marriage is nice, and having the tradition is nice. So it's interesting because pile 1 felt traditional, but this feels like a union, a heart, body, mind, and soul. So not necessarily marriage, and different, a little bit different. Cycles, engagement, rings, marriage, partnerships, promise, relationships, could be all of those things, but definitely it's got a bit of mystery to it. So but it also can be traditional, like documents, gathering up paperwork, applying for the license, education, esoteric mysteries, knowledge, project, research, secrets, study, writing, story, a fairy tale story coming out, playing out. And so I don't know if maybe you get this feeling like I don't know if I'm Delulu or if my love life is actually a fairy tale. But if it plays out right, it may be a fairy tale. If we live happily ever after, then maybe I actually been living a fairy tale. Because the fairy tale, let me tell you, you've watched fairy tales. The whole story's not happy. It's just that the end where everything wraps it together, comes full circle, and everybody lives happily ever after. And a lot of fairy tales, like the Grimm fairy tales, don't even end happy. But let's just forget about those for a minute. Let's just say that this is your fairy tale, and you've been through ups and downs. You've had nemesis, you've had obstacles, you've had challenges, and you've learned to love yourself, and your person's learned to love themselves, and now you're able to come into union together. You are these two rocks, okay? I don't know why this twin flame energy is popping up again, but anyway, so there's the masculine, there's the feminine, perfectly fine on their own without any need to be with each other. You know, they're just doing fine, living life, having a good old time. She's got her beauty mark right there. She's so receptive. And then suddenly, hello, I think we belong together. Yes, let's make a big, beautiful, ugly looking rock. I mean, you know, they're much prettier apart, but hey, they're together now. So there you go. It's like union coming together. And the sun comes out. And speaking of the sun is brilliance, confidence, electricity, energy, exposure, good fortune, heat, illumination, light, luck, positivity, security, success, summertime, warmth. It could be summer or Sunday too that something happens. Also, the sun in the tarot represents marriage, so that could be too. But this is like a sun marriage. It's like a different kind of marriage, you know. It's like not a typical just get the papers and let's go down the aisle. It could be a hand fasting. It could be something more magical than anything that you've thought of before. Whereas one was very traditional or desire for tradition. This one is more of a let's have magic. Well, all right then. Let's see how they feel about you. How do they feel about you using the Sentimental Silhouettes by Cherry Enchantress, made by me, found in my Cherry Enchantress divination decks. Now, I'm sorry if they're a little pricey. It's because they have all these nice features like the colored edges and good quality and everything, and boxes, but also you know, I'm not able to mass produce them quite yet until I get investments. So at this time, it's more like that. I could do like a starter thing, but there's a business side to all of this that I still need to research and learn more of. Okay, more about. All right, so how do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Pile number 3. How do they feel about you? It's a lot of sun. I'm gonna turn down the sun. Okay. How do they feel about you? Oh, let's do a little better. How do they feel about you? I just want one at a time. Okay. Ooh, okay. We've got reaching out. I feel like I'd like to give you a call. The sound of your voice is irresistible. Divine timing. I feel that everything will fall into place at just the right time. So they also feel kind of like y'all are on a you've been sort of in a fairy tale situation, but there's an elusiveness to it and almost a feeling of, am I Delulu? Is this real? and that's kind of why it's like maybe reaching out and actually touching base, like hearing your voice helps, because then it's like, okay, they're real. Thank God they're real. And it feels like reciprocated. The energy feels reciprocated. So, and both people are happy, you know. So the way they feel is happy to hear you, happy to be connected to you, wanting to reach out and keep doing these things. Let's see what else. I just need one more. Ooh, they feel emboldened. That's good. Working up the courage. So I don't buy that they don't have courage, but I understand, like, yeah, there's this feeling of like, how do I go about this? How do I make a move? All right then. So they don't fret. I think also for some people this could be like crush energy, although the top cards felt very, very much a spiritual energy. It could be a crush energy. So if those of you watching this are in a crush situation and you're like, how you're wondering how they feel about you, they like you back, okay, and they're trying to figure out how to kind of, you know, what, how they're going to approach you, how they're going to contact you, how, you know, they've been practicing, rehearsing in front of the mirror stuff. Like I see this all the time in movies. There's a really sweet Christmas movie that I watched where the whole family switched bodies or whatever. Christmas Switch or something like that, where they so the father and the son end up switching bodies, and the boy liked the girl, and with the, you know, but the boy in the dad's body was a little less inhibited because he's been around the block a while, you know, but then he was also like awkward. He's like, I'm not gonna hit on any little girl, you know. Anyway, but yeah, but it just shows, like, you know, how am I gonna approach this girl? And, you know, people may give them advice, whatever, but whether you're a young person on your first crush or an older, wiser soul who's in 5D land relationship in a twin flame, there's you know, the magical fairy tale energy is there no matter what your age is. Okay, so let's see how they've been treating you. So what are they doing that makes you want to know what to do? And I'm using the Enchanted Romance, which is also, I'm so glad I'm using my decks. It's about time. Anyway, also in the Cherries Divination decks. And so let's find out how they've been treating you. It's kind of a twin flame deck, by the way. So full of beautiful pre-Raphaelite images that I put together myself. And you know what? I'll post some playlists where you can find flip throughs of these decks. All right. All right. How are they treating you? So there is Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles has a mixed message. Sometimes I see it, you know, okay, Four of Pentacles can sometimes represent greedy or possessive or not sharing. They might not be sharing a lot of themselves. They're like spying on you, peeking at your social medias and stuff, but maybe not sharing a lot of themselves with you. They could feel possessive of you, like you belong to me, but they might not let you know that that's what they're thinking or feeling. Also, yeah. And so in my book, let's look at Four of Pentacles, my handy dandy Enchanted Romance book that comes with this. That's why these get a little bit more pricey, because they have books. So we have Pandora's Box, treasure, gift, savings. You know, savings could be saving for a rainy day, you know, working up the courage, saving for the right moment. Blocking, they could be blocking you. Oh my gosh, it's like, oh, so they love me, but they're blocking me? That doesn't make any sense at all, but it could be blocking. They could be holding on too tightly and possessive of you, and so therefore they're blocking you. That's a type of controlling. They could be trying to control you or control themselves by blocking you. They have a fear of loss, though. They're afraid. they're in a little bit of a lack mentality and letting obstacles get in the way, but they are spying on you and peering into another world. And so there you go. That connects this 5D energy to this 3D. That's they're very extreme energies. Whereas I think the masculine has every potential to be, and he probably is in all dimensions at all times with the feminine here. But what you're feeling on the 3D level is a very strange separation where it's like a fairy tale, but yet you're blocked. It's a fairy tale, but yet you have no access. He's not sharing himself, or she's not sharing herself. There's no 3D connection, really. There's no tangible touching, holding, connecting in a way that you feel like a real fairy tale should be. But then again, the real fairy tales, there's monsters and caves and towers and rivers and mountains, and there's all kinds of issues in fairy tales, right, that keep people apart. Things that people have, the hero and the heroine have to overcome in order to find each other and be together. So, but if all of that makes you feel a little uneasy, like, am I living in a fantasy land, or am I actually living, or is my life actually magical? Okay, so we do have the Page of Wands. So there's times where you're feeling this amazing connection. It's like, I can't be imagining that, because I have self-love, but my self-love can't be so amazing that I'm just imagining somebody loving me that much, that I'm seeing and feeling actual signs of it, and yet I'm also seeing and feeling actual signs of blocks. So it's a very confusing energy. The Page of Wands, though, is enthusiasm, eager to please. They're like, want to please you. They want to please you, but they're blocking you. There's movement, there's passion, there's lots of potential, there's ability to start things, there's messages from the heart, there's people wanting to take a risk for you, okay, I think this may grow into somebody turning, but in a divine time kind of way. Like, this has to play out in the right way. In the divine time, this person will be emboldened, will take action, will feel confident, will find themselves. But what is this? There is heartbreak. There's fears here. There's fears of what if, okay, so there's fears of what if I take action and I go for it and I get rejected? Or what if she has somebody else in her life? Or what if I compete for her heart and she doesn't choose me? And those kinds of things come up in fairy tales too. Like, for instance, Frozen, and Frozen, there was Anna. She picked the wrong guy the first time around, but the right guy came to her the second time around. And so, there's that's just the thing, though. Like, you can't live your life in fear. You have to play out your scenarios. You can't let every negative thing affect you too dramatically. Like, of course it hurts, but try to separate yourself a little bit from it. Because life is about living, and it's gonna be hard, and fairy tales go through ups and downs until everybody lives happily ever after. Okay, so speaking of that, let's see, how is this going to play out? Are you going to have your dream come true? Let's see. Let's use the romantic fairy oracle, by the way, also found on my site. This is going to be the easiest list of decks that I've made yet. Oh, okay. Passion. The love language is physical touch. A tender touch means so much. So this is going to have to go into the physical in order to sort of, the physical, I feel like one or the other people involved, their love language is physical touch. And if there is no physical touch, it does feel like a delusion. It does feel like, oh man, this is complicated, because even in the 5D you can have remote touching, but there is a very strong need for the physical here. That could be the heartbreak too. In the third person could be lots of things. It doesn't have to be a person. It could also be the way he treats you, as if, I mean, he or she, there could be this treating you like you're the other woman. He could be treating you like you're the other woman, and there's somebody else more important, or you're the other thing, or you're option 2, or other things are more important, and you're not quite at the top of the priority list, or something like that. Yeah, that could be a wound right there. Also, there could be things that the way he treats you that may seem minor to some people, but to you is one of your core wounds. It wounds you. So like, for instance, if it's been a dream of yours, or always something important to be somebody's number one, and you've never felt like somebody's number one, then it could be a core wound that comes up, right? So let's see what else is. Let's see if this turns into the happily ever after. All right, so you do have a psychic connection. Your communication goes beyond mere words. So you're not delusional. You are connecting beyond the 3D. And it feels like you are going to get that rendezvous. You are going to get a physical touch. A private getaway for 2 is calling you. You're going to touch each other, so, you know, be able to kiss, hold each other, touch each other. Somehow, some way, that's going to happen. Then you have real feelings. You may already see yourselves as having real feelings for each other, but the physical touch might seal the deal. You share true romantic feelings worth exploring, and so you keep exploring each other, and you're falling in love. Like, I feel like a lot of you already are in love with each other, but this is where it's headed too, like a tangible or a knowing that this is the one, sudden feelings that this is the one. So, but it needs to go into the 3D, I think, before it's finalized. So that's kind of how it starts to me. I think the union represents this magical experience, going through a lot of phases and coming into a 3D. I feel like the block will be overcome somehow, and possibly the swords, the feeling like there's something in the way, that's a core wound, will heal as well. But there seems to be some healing need to be done. But let's see what you need to do, okay? What do you need to do about this? Let's find out. And so for your what do you need to do, we have the Moonchild Tarot, Moon Tarot Child. All right. It's very pretty, golden. It's very, very golden, very sunlit, like that fairy. All right. What do you need to do? The 3 of Cups. And let me show you. In my deck, this is the 3 of Cups, the Romeo and Juliet, but it's also called the Rendezvous. So 3 of Cups representing this getting together, the rendezvous. And that is what you need to do. So what are you going to do? Yeah, call him up. Hey, I'd like to rendezvous with you. Rendezvous, s'il vous plaît. So yeah, 3 of Cups. I'm just showing you my book. 3 of Cups, a tryst. That's the first one, because there was a deck that referenced the Three of Cups as the tryst card, and I like that. Yeah, I'm going to remember that for my Three of Cups. But it's also about celebrating, it's friendship, it's company, and so on. But that's my deck's message. Let me find out what Danielle Noel wants to say to you about the Three of Cups. I opened right to it. Standing within, let's look at it. Standing within a dreamy, watery landscape, like a fantasy land. Three friends rejoice together in love and friendship. This is a place where they occasionally return to in order to decompress. The beauty of this world seems out of their reach each day, but they need only choose to make the time to prioritize this reunion. It can happen whenever their heart moves them beyond convention. So I heard a message as I was reading this. And instead of letting this be a wound, embrace the third energy. So create harmony. It's almost like this third person, it doesn't have to be a person, but let's just say this third person becomes your best friend, right? So your person's person, the three of you are best friends. And that's how you move into this. So your union becomes almost like of three people. You unite in that kind of way. It's almost as if your person is a twin in themselves, and you have to love both parts of them, both of them. You have to accept both of them. The twin. Yeah, that's interesting. Because, the twin is like two people. And also in one of the piles, a lot of three cards came out. This card and the Three of Wands, the waiting card. And then I mentioned Kino's reading, and I kept stumbling upon 333. 333 is my daughter's skating number, and it's like she shares 333 with me, so I kind of take it too as it meaning me. But I've been working so hard the past few years to separate myself from this three, feeling like three is negative to me, like it's one-on-one is what I need, but I don't need three. I have two siblings, I have three children, and so there's always this 333 with me. And now I'm seeing, as I was reading this, that maybe embracing the three is what you should do. Okay. So this is relaxing with your soul family. This is also celebrating. This is replenishing your cup with water of your soul. It's an omen to receive. The Three of Cups draws upon the brilliant moments that shine on in our memories. So allow memories to fill your heart, and the foundation of soul connection that endure for lifetimes. This is a very dynamic energy and can also foretell of an emergence of spiritual and psychic growth. So we got a lot of that going on in this reading. It's very beautiful. And as you learn to activate your deeper senses and gifts, then the more you learn about yourself and the more you learn about each other, the more you're growing. So this is like, be sure to continue to surround yourself with loved ones. And whether they are relatives or partners or friends, there is an exciting adventure possible here coming towards you. And playfulness is important. Stay playful and don't overexert yourself. Take breaks when you need to. Explore beauty. Dance and celebrate. I feel like this is also, don't be ashamed or afraid to do leisure things like playing games or, the fantasy things that feel happy and comfortable to you. That's okay. You know what? That's okay. And your future, though, is just like right beyond the horizon. So something very magical is about to happen, just like a fairy tale, and just like the games that you might like to play if you're a gamer. This doesn't not resonate with everybody, but if you do like any kind of game type things, play, music, even whatever it is, those playful things that you do outside of work and stuff, or because of work, that's where you're going to continue to find joy. All right, so for you, because this is fairy tale, I'm going to get my fairy Disney charms out. You got something different from everybody. Ooh, you got the castle. That means happily ever after. And it's the golden castle. Ooh, you got a big duck. Okay. I don't even know what the duck means. I know what the little duck means, so maybe this is a big one. Okay, and then, oh, you got the ghost. Okay, I see. Good kid. There is a ghost here, or kind of a ghost, but you have to kind of accept the ghost. There's angels, and there's a divine masculine. There is a tail. Somebody's losing their tail. There is Jack Skellington and Pixie Dust and Aladdin. So yeah, the feminine is not really showing up except in the Tinkerbell. maybe the feminine is Tinkerbell. Maybe the couple here is actually, because I always see Tinkerbell as just pixie dust, like not a, I don't see her as representing a person. I see her as representing energy and light and magic. But in this case, maybe she is representing a person. So Aladdin is finding his self-worth, and he's realizing he doesn't have to show off, and he doesn't have to pretend to be a prince. He can just be himself. And the fairy she's just always magical, but Tinkerbell herself has kind of a little ego on her. She's a little pouty and a little sassy, and some of the like in Peter Pan she is. In Pixie Hollow, she's chill, and she's a tinker, and she's she learns her lessons and stuff. But the character that they gave her kind of is possessive and jealous, a little bit of Wendy. So there could be a little bit of that going on here, but I feel like a character arc, especially for the divine masculine. And because the unicorn is here, that's really good, because that represents the divine masculine is actually leveling up to unicorn status. He's divine. And it looks like the divine feminine here is actually gonna get her rendezvous, her touch that she wants. She's gonna lose her tail. Now I feel like sometimes that tail, and I read that as like, don't give away too much of yourself, and that's still true, but I think this is almost a reward energy in this case. It's like you're gonna get this, because I feel like the feminines here they're desiring something tangible, the touch. The masculines could be too, but it almost feels like a win that you're gonna get that. So there you go, you guys. What? I had no idea this reading was going to turn out this way and be so long, but this was sort of like a vision that it came to me while I was driving, and I hope you like it, and I hope it makes sense, and I hope it gave you some clarity. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment below and share it and become a member. But subscribing is free, and hitting that bell for notifications is helpful. And yeah, and boosting it, like there's a new thing called boost. I don't know if you can see that yet, but if you can see a boost thing, that would really be helpful. That would be so nice. But other than that, I thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you again sometime at the next reading, whenever that happens. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.